Well. It's been a while. And so we got some things to talk about when it comes to the 60-meter world record, about whether Su Bingtian could break that world record and Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce. And we're going to talk about it right here, right now, whether they will do it or not, depending on if they run these events, obviously. But let's get straight into it. You are now watching Head and Shoulders ATR, where we cover athletes' performances and otherwise that are head and shoulders above the rest. And so before we get into that, just stay tuned. We are going to be talking about the 60 meters, about the World Indoor Championships with that, about who we think can get that. Can it be Aaliyah Hobbs, Maribeth St. Price? Is it going to be Brianna Williams? Kimber Nelson obviously is doing her thing in college, so she wouldn't be part of that. But who else can do this, right? Who else can do this? We're going to be talking about the men's side as well. But stay tuned for that. That's going to be one of the next videos coming up. But here, Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce. Let's get into Su Bingtian first. I want to point out something, and this applies to both of them. So we're going to look at their PRs, and then we're going to look at the world record. Now, I know. Some people were looking at videos, and I understand that in the comment section, people were like, yeah, Su Bingtian can get this. Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce, they can break this world record here. Here's a couple things that will throw a wrench into it. But first, let's look at it. So Su Bingtian has the Asian record and the national record for China at 6.42 seconds. Congratulations on that. That is mighty fast for him, right? Okay. Let's go to Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce. And her record speaks for itself as far as what she can do, right? All of the medals that she's gotten. But this is talking about a world record, and we're talking about something else here. So her indoor performance, because she did run an outdoor 60 meter, 6.98. Okay, 6.98. Obviously, not a national record for Jamaica. All right, so she's not the national record holder. All right. So let's look at the world record, women's indoor, and this was run twice, or at least 2 different years, 2 different seasons, 1993. And 1995. So it was set in 1993 first by the same woman from Russia, Irina Privalova. All right. Irina Privalova, actually. That is 6.92. Now, Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce, 6.98. And we know how these things work. 698, 692. No, I know we got our the crackpot people. They'll say, how dare you leave out the point or say 698 instead of saying 6.98? And look, come on, the announcers even say it. And look, this is how I say it. Because we had some people there. Now, Su Bingtian, 6.42. All right. World record set in 2018, the same year Su Bingtian ran his 642. Christian Coleman blazed them up. All right. And ran a 6.34. All right, in the 60 in 2018. Okay, so you're telling me that Su Bingtian somehow can get from a 6.42, I mean, that's almost a 1/10 of a second slower. All right, and he's gonna be older and get a 1/10 of a second faster earlier in the season. Now, I understand Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce has gotten faster as she's gotten older, and that might have been some speed endurance training or some other things that were holding her back that were not being accounted for where she was. Okay, and it could be the shoes. Okay, the shoes, the surfaces, and all these things that are here, right? So that means maybe that's what it is for taking into account, since those things are the magical things. All right, if that is true, the shoes, the surfaces have improved. Also, here's a video coming up about Michael Johnson's 200 versus Usain Bolt's 200, and Michael Johnson would have probably blazed the entire field. We ain't even adjusted for the shoes or the surfaces. If we adjust that for Michael Johnson without him slipping, all right, without him slipping, the first time Usain Bolt broke the world record, he would not have broke the world record because Michael Johnson slipped. Then we adjust to the shoes and the surfaces. I don't know, but that's another video coming up too. But here it is. Su Bingtian, first he's got to break it to 6'3" something, because I mean, go in there. Now, a lot of you guys, let me cut to the chase. How come Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce? How come I think you guys are like, okay, HNS, what the heck? How come she can't get it? She's already broken it. Well, here's the thing. You got wind outdoor. But let's just take the wind out of there because, you know, some technicalities. Maybe they're running next to no wind. Maybe they're running against a headwind and they can do it multiple times, right? This is later in the season that they're able to do it. And you would think every training program pretty much says, hey, our heavier training is, no matter if you're a short sprinter, long sprinter, distance runner, whatever, everybody basically fall training is as such. You do all of your slower work there, and then you do what's called speed work, whatever the definition of those particular regimens are. I know short sprinters will be like, yeah, what the mid-distance runners are calling speed. That's not actually speed work. That's not sprinting. That's running. That's this, whatever. It doesn't matter. For Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce, for Su Bingtian in the 100, they are more sharp later in the season. Notice, they ran faster than the world record later in the season. That means one or two things. If she wants to get this, she's going to have to train like later in the season, earlier. And I'm willing to bet that people, if you were to run most of the people later in the season, they might be able to run very quick there as well. Because if Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce is not the fastest one in the 60, all right, then what about Elaine Thompson-Herah, which has the exact same time as Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce when it comes to the 60 meters, right? A 6.98. So between Elaine Thompson-Herah and Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce, I mean, they're looking like they're running the same time. Whether Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce gets the first 30 meters faster than Elaine Thompson-Herah or not, it doesn't matter. They have the exact same time. 6.98 and 6.98. Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce running it faster, or Su Bingtian running it faster later in the season, that's immaterial. That does not prove that they can do it indoor. This is earlier in the season. They're not in their speed training, and that's just that. It's all nice to speculate and talk that up and get it all hype and get excited. But just like we held it here, when I was talking about who would get the events, when they would win the events, what they're doing, and the accuracy rate is untouchable compared to anybody else that was out there talking, that was being beating the drum for whoever. I'm beating the drum for what's realistic. I'm not beating the drum for, hey, this country is going to do this because whatever. I don't hold the flag for nobody. I hold the flag for what is realistic, and it's not realistic that either one of them will break the world record. And if Christian Coleman comes back in the shape he was in before, let's just say Su Bingtian does get it. That means it's technically there, and then Christian Coleman gets it again. Hey, hats off to him. I think it's very, very, very unlikely that either one of them will actually break the indoor 60-meter world record unless they run this later in the season. And by later than what they normally do. They say, hey, you know what, everybody? At the end of outdoor, we're going to, for kicks and giggles, run some 60 meters. And I actually would like to see that happen. I want to see what people would run when they're preparing for outdoor. Would it be different? Because, I mean, a 60 meter is still a straight line like the 100. And obviously, you could argue that the 200 times wouldn't be the same. Because I make the same argument with everything. I think all of these times will be faster if they run them later in the season. But, hey, what do I know? What do I know? What do you guys think in the comment section below? Let me know what you think, because like I said, Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce, Su Bingtian breaking a 60-meter world record seems highly, highly unlikely. But be sure to check out the next videos, because these videos are coming up faster. We got some times that are rolling out. Like I said, we got a rankings list now for what's been going on in the oh, wait a minute, Maribeth, I don't think she would be yeah, she could. So yeah, we got times that are now running here. Who do you guys think? Leave it in the comment section below. Who do you guys think of take the world indoor 60-meter title between the men and the women? Let me know that right now. Start putting out that speculation. We're gonna start looking at it. I still need maybe a couple of more weeks until I figure out who I think could take it, because I'm not gonna put out a speculation on that until I start seeing a compilation of some races, compilation of some people going under pressure and everything. Because it's a little bit early. I could say anybody here on the list, Hobbs or whatever, but really, just like some people are early in the season, they don't run as quick. For all we know, Nugent will come out of nowhere and then she takes it. That'd be so ironic if this is exactly what happens and I'm just throwing out something right now and then she winds up winning later. But for all we know, that's what gets it. Favor or Philly from Nigeria could get it. Let me know in the comment section below. I'll catch you all on the next one. You've been watching Head and Shoulders ATR, where we cover athletes, performances, and otherwise that are head and shoulders above the rest.